Want to share a little story about God's hand on everything, quite honestly. You know, they say that too much is given, much is required. That's the scripture, right? And I'm definitely a faith-based person. I live by faith. I don't know where I would be today if I didn't have that. And there's a lot of people that are going through things in the world right now, difficulties, challenges, difficulties, financial difficulties, health scares, relationship difficulties, you name it. There's all kinds of crap, right? We in the world, I think, can do better at seeing people that are struggling and seeking help, and listening for people that are struggling and seeking help. It's very oftentimes people that are going through challenges. I'm a real estate broker. I've been doing this for 20 years. There's oftentimes I'm in people's homes and they're on the brink of foreclosure. They may already be facing foreclosure. They may have already been served. They know they haven't made their payment in 3, 4, 5, 10 months, whatever that may be, but they'll sit right there and look me in the eye. And if I ask, are you current on your current mortgage payment? Yes. You're not behind at all? No. Even though I know, because I can see the data, because I study before I go somewhere, that they're in a situation. It's pride. It's not a bad thing. It's that people, especially if they were once in a place where they had something, and then, but for some, difficulty, maybe they lost their job, something happened, they went through a divorce, whatever, death, whatever, they now are in a different situation. I want to share a story with you about a family just recently that went through a similar situation, right? Young couple, 3 little kids, little girls, a 1-year-old, a 3-year-old, and a 5-year-old, living check to check. They have jobs, husband and wife both work. They don't make a lot of money. In fact, I learned yesterday that one of them makes only $11.90 per hour. The other one may make even less than that. I didn't ask, but it was a very big reality check, right? This poor family was living in a home that they were paying rent in. The home caught fire, electrical fire, and burned down, right? They were home. Thankfully, they were able to get out. They had 3 dogs. The dogs got scared with the fire trucks and all that was going on. 2 of the dogs ran back into the home, into the fire, and the firefighters couldn't find them nor save them. So family lost everything. Young couple, 3 little kids under 5, check to check, right? They don't have a savings account. They don't have a 401k. They're just trying to make a way. They're just trying to make it, right? House burned down. They didn't have insurance. The homeowner, the landlord of the home, did not have insurance. So total loss to the structure. They lost everything. Shoes, clothes, furniture, everything. They have a car. They share a car, right? For the last almost 2 months, they have no family. Basically, there's a mom and a grandmother involved. There's no financial means in the family to help them or house them. So now they're homeless. The only way to get them into immediate housing was for them to go into one of those extended stays, right? With their kids and their 1 remaining dog. $700 a week is what these a lot of the times extended places charge. So they're basically working to pay to live in a hotel, to stay week by week, because you got to pay every week or you're out. They kick you out. They got to feed their kids. They got to have life, gas in their car, right? They got to pay this money. I just happened to be going to get my hair done a couple of weeks ago and mentioned to the girl that does my hair that I have stuff in storage that I need to get rid of. Does she know of anyone? I'm thinking about putting it on Facebook that I'm looking for a family to donate furniture to. I just want to get the storage out, right? Stuff in my storage. She had heard of this young couple. She actually knew them because she goes to where they work and she buys supplies from where they work. She said, I do. They have 3 little. She tells me the story. She said, let me call her and see if she still needs help. Found out that she definitely still needs help. Long story short, that was like 10 days ago or so. In the last 10 days, we've managed to furnish their entire house with beautiful furniture, not scraps left out at someone's trash. Beautiful. We had another family step in from another real estate agent connection, an agent that's in my company, mentioned it to another office, what we were trying to do, that we had a fire family that we needed to help house them and furnish their house. And we're looking for donations, whatever, towels, toys, you name it. We need everything for these people. Another office stepped in. They had a client whose home was being sold, and they have living room furniture. So it was a combined effort of helping these people. The mission was to help these people, to pull them up and make them know that everything's going to be okay. They're believers, right? God's got his hand on everything. He orchestrated this entire thing. We were able to not only give them beautiful beds, bedding, towels, living room furniture, we gave them dishes. Like, we're not done either. We went over there with 2 moving trucks full of stuff. The wife was in tears. We made 2 trips. We just finished last night around 11:15 last night. Wife was in tears. And she said to me last night, as we're standing in her house at 11 p.m., and her kids are running around, they're happy as can be. They're hugging us. She's hugging us. And she looks me in the eye and she said, I make $11.90 an hour. Did you know that? And I didn't. And I said, I did not know that. And I'm thinking to myself, holy crap, like, how do you, like, you can't, how do you got 3 little beautiful girls here? Wow. And she said, do you know that before Nicole called me and said she found someone that could help us, she said, our next step was living in my car. She said they couldn't manage to save up enough money to make a deposit and pay first month's rent on a rental property. They sought help from everywhere. They went to the Red Cross. They went to the Salvation Army. They went to all these organizations that supposedly help people, and they couldn't get anyone to help. The most help she said they were able to get was $175, which for a family of 5, paying $600 a week to stay in an extended stay hotel is nothing. So she said their next step, because it wasn't sustainable to keep living in this hotel, they were never going to get into a house. So her next step was they were going to end up living in her car until they could save up enough for a deposit and first month's rent on a house. And I'm just listening to her story. She's crying, and I'm listening to her story. I've never lived in my car. I've never had to, thank the Lord. And no one should, right? Like, there's enough of us out there in the world with means and furniture that we have sitting in storage, or furniture that we don't care about, or clothes that we don't wear, or towels that we don't use, or dishes that we throw away, that there are other people out there that need help. And we either take a blind eye to it, or we only hear what we want to hear, because it's not always easy to go and help somebody. It's especially if it's a big mission, it involves work. Lots of times manual labor, lots of times not getting a lot of sleep, lots of times financial strain, lots of times putting your own stuff aside so that you can help this person in need. Because remember, to whom much is given, much is required. And I listened to her story, and I thought, as she was standing there telling me this, I was just like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Like, I have no idea the trauma that you've been through. I've never had a house burn down. I've never had to be on the brink of being homeless with 3 littles and a dog. And you had 2 dogs perish in the fire. Like, wow, that's a lot, right? And I sat there listening to her, thinking to myself, what a blessing it is. Like, God orchestrated that entire thing. I went to get my freaking hair touched up one day, and I mentioned to Nicole what I was thinking about doing, just in a conversation. Nicole, with her beautiful heart, heard and was like, boom, immediately thought of this family, boom, took action, got me in touch with this family, boom, took action, and everything aligned, and all the doors open, and everything matched. And that family now is in a house. They are in a house. Their rent is paid. Their house is furnished with beautiful furniture. Their kids having went through just this horrible time. I can't even imagine. Thankfully, kids don't understand a lot and they're resilient and they bounce right back. But as a mom, I'm a mom, knowing that your kids are in a hotel and you're like scared, like, are we going to have to sleep in my car? No one wants to go through that. No one should go through that. We can do better, y'all. So the family we left there last night happy, secure, safe. And the wife said to me before I left, when she was telling me how much she made at her job, she said, I can get a better job. I can do more. I can make more. And I said, you can. I said, you're worth more, like way more. You should go seek a better job, a higher paying job. And I believe that she will, because she said that she literally, and she told me last night, she said, I never lost faith through all of this, but she said, I was losing hope. And she was crying. It was very sad. She said, I was losing hope because I had nothing left and I couldn't find anyone to help us. No one would help us. No one. And I was just like, holy crap, here I am, a total stranger. Not anymore. Man, y'all, God is so good. So if you're out there and you're listening to this or you're watching this and you need help and you're going through anything, tell someone, find someone, because people won't know your struggles if you're not public. And one of the things she said to me last night, y'all, she was crying and she said that she felt that she wasn't worthy of this stuff because it was so nice. And I was like, are you crazy? You're worthy of so much more. Like you don't ever think like that. Like I said, what's crazy. And then another thing, I'll end on this. Another thing she said last night, y'all, she said, honestly, the house that they were renting was barely livable. It was falling apart, but yet they didn't think they could get anything better or afford anything better. That was it. So they were accepting, settling that this is their life, right? And I don't know what kind of furniture they had before, but you know what God said? God was like, and she said this last night, God was like, actually, I'm going to close that door. I'm going to burn this house down, literally. And you're going to go through a little bit of trauma right now while I find the right opportunity for you, but a door's going to open. And it did. And they are now in a better house with better stuff and an opportunity to think more, to be more open-minded, of a better life, and to strive to be more, to do more. So if you're out there and you need help, find it. Don't give up. Don't ever lose hope, because there's people out there that want to help and that will help. There's always a way. He always makes a way. And if you're someone out there, especially with freaking warehouses full of storage stuff that you clearly don't care about, you're not utilizing it, get rid of it. Like, find a family. Let's all get on Facebook and social media. Instead of trying to sell something, let's give. Let's get out there and be like, hey, I got a living room set. Where's a family that needs it? Hey, I got a bedroom set. Where's a family that needs it? Let's start giving. It's better to give than to receive. So that's your message for today. That's your win for today. It's my win, big freaking win. And this family we change lives. We change lives. I'm in real estate. We change lives every freaking day. You have an opportunity, if you're listening to this or watching this, to change lives every single day. You just have to listen and watch for people and watch for the signs, y'all. Let's do better, y'all. Okay, have an amazing day. Bye, y'all.